AKA 14. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the cage to perform our national anthem. Put your hands together for Miss Rebecca Beard. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I ask everyone to please stand and remove your hat.
As the twilight lies gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous of the skies, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bomb bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Rebecca Beard. And now, to lead us in our invocation, our opening prayer, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Brandon Beard.
This time together tonight, we ask that you watch out these fighters, watch out your sons and daughters tonight, that we have a great, safe time in this great, amazing state of Louisiana and the city of Bossier. Amen.
Live from the Bossier Civic Center, Bishop Promotions presents AKA 14. Want to welcome you into the booth. Alongside me, we've got DJ Thomas, UFC flyweight, Matt Danger Schnell. I'm Tyler, Not So Dangerous Moody. We've got 6 fights on the undercard here today for AKA 14. Then, of course, we'll have the main event coming up after this. But live on Facebook, we have the undercard. Matt, you're very excited for a few of these fights on this undercard.
Yeah, definitely. One of the ones that I'm keeping an eye out for is the heavyweight title matchup between Matt Costello and Josh Metzger. Both these guys are extremely high level, big boys, can move around. Josh Metzger, the reigning champion, coming off a dominant performance in his last outing. Matt Costello, same thing, kind of a smaller guy, making his way up to the heavyweight division. Should be a fun fight.
And DJ, I know you've been putting in work all week, kind of diving into the stats on these guys and some info on them. What's a fight that you're looking forward to here tonight?
Man, I'm ready for DJ Doyle to come up, and he's challenging Michael Mano. Mano's got the 170 title for AK Amateur, and it should be an interesting fight.
Well, I'm looking forward to all the fights here tonight. We've got the undercard with 6 great fights, and then Norwood taking on Krantz for the middleweight belt at AKA 14. Dynamite, take it away.
Here we go, fight fans. 3 rounds of mixed martial arts section inside the AKA lightweight division. This fight is sponsored by Vintage Furniture. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your first fighter to the cage. Put your hands together for Jacob Berry.
We are ready in the booth, and so is Jacob Berry making his way down to the cage now. Jacob Cowboy Berry, 25 years old, 5'9", with a 71.5-inch reach, out of Cal Allen, Texas, fighting out of Houston, Texas. Matt, what can you tell us about Jacob Berry as he gets ready to come in for his 3rd fight?
Jacob Berry, a kid with a lot of experience. I know he's done quite a bit of kickboxing. He's obviously a blue belt in jiu-jitsu. Trains under the great Bob Perez. Comes from a great camp. I've been on the mat with this kid, and he can really go. There is no doubt about it.
DJ, a 14-1 Muay Thai record, so this is a guy that has quite a bit of experience, even though this is just his third technical amateur fight.
Yeah, man, it should be interesting. We'll see how the matchup goes.
So here's your tell of the tape. Jacob Berry and Makai Durham. 2-inch height advantage for Durham. Both guys weighing in at 156 pounds and a 1-inch reach advantage for Makai Durham. Jacob Berry being checked down here, getting set to make his way into the cage. And a Berry, you can see it from right here. Very solid body, it looks like, Matt.
Big thighs, kicks a lot. He'll put it to use. There's no doubt about it. This kid can go.
Cool story about him. He was a rodeo athlete. He was a roper.
Gentlemen, put your hands together for his opponent. Please welcome to the cage, Makai Durham.
Makai Durham comes in from Shreveport, Louisiana, a blue belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, fighting out of the Synergy Martial Arts Academy. And we've heard a lot about SMAA and another great young fighter set to make his debut for the camp, Matt.
Yeah, Makai Durham coming out here and fighting in front of the hometown crowd. I tell you what, it's a tough draw for his debut. Young kid, blue belt in Jiu-Jitsu. Let's see him get out there and sort it out.
So DJ, he was a high school wrestler. Is that something you can draw off of, the experience you had in high school, the understanding of what it's like to get across from a man and compete?
Most definitely. The competition is there. At least he has experience at that. So walking into, a good show like this, a big show, and then, getting some attention, I think he'll be okay.
We've got a 2-inch height advantage, 1-inch reach advantage. Is that something you think will come into play here in this first fight, Matt?
Yeah, he's a long, rangy kid. I imagine he's got some good chokes and things that he'll set up with a wrestling background, too. I can imagine he'll try and put that into play. But, these guys over at Synergy MMA, they train with Jake DeMint and all sorts of types of boxing and things of that nature. So he should have a well-rounded skill set. I'm looking forward to see what he's got.
He placed third place in the high school wrestling nationals back in Washington. So not only was he wrestling, but clearly doing it at a very high level. We'll see if that can translate into some action here inside the cage.
Here we go, fight fans. 3 rounds of mixed martial arts section inside the AKA lightweight division. This fight brought to you by Vintage Furniture. And now, introducing your first fighter, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a Muay Thai style fighter representing Main Street Boxing and Muay Thai. He is also representing Hinzo Gracie HTX. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall, weighing in at 155 pounds. Fighting out of Houston, Texas, here is Jacob Cowboy Berry. And now, introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner representing SMAA of Shreveport. He stands 5 feet 8, 11 inches tall, weighing in at 155 pounds. Fighting out of Shreveport, Louisiana, here is Makai Durham. Your referee in charge of the action when the cage door closes, Mr. Basil Bam Bam Majub.
Jacob Berry, Makai Durham. We are underway officially at AKA 14.
Jacob Berry coming out fast, firing hands to kicks. You can see that Muay Thai experience. Listen, I know Makai's a tough kid, and he's coming out here, and as far as MMA fights go, Jacob has 2 fights. Makai's a debutant, but 15 Muay Thai fights is a lot of fights.
Yeah, he's putting those knees to use already.
Yeah, and you can see right out of the gates, Berry very aggressive. Certainly a lot of that experience inside the cage showing early on.
I would really be careful clinching like that with Jacob Berry. He's obviously very comfortable in that Muay Thai clinch, ripping off really nice kicks. Good head movement here, looking fresh.
I'm digging the mustache, man.
It's a great mustache. Flying knee from Makai Becton.
I'll tell you what, though, for this being the third fight, for Barry, and he is just laying it out there with those knees.
Big right hand. I think Makai's hurt.
Setting the pace early, for sure.
Again, right here in this Muay Thai clinch, Jacob Barry very comfortable. You see he's digging for the underhook, winning the head position battle. Makai Durham's got to make something happen, circle off the fence somehow.
You're kind of seeing the age and the strength of Cowboy Barry showing up here as well.
And listen, Makai's doing well when they're out in space. He's striking reasonably well. Jacob Barry is a high-level striker, so he's doing a good job. But these positions, these are rough, and he's not winning here.
Yeah, this is it takes experience to know what to do right here, for sure.
Absolutely. Jacob's got his hips in. Good grip here. You hear in Makai's corner asking him to pummel in, and that's exactly what he needs to do. He needs to grab an underhook and clear the space and get off the fence somehow.
1 minute left here in the first round between Barry and Durham.
Makai grabbing an underhook. Jacob's doing a good job of pummeling here and staying in control. Nice knee at the center.
Barry's just been in control from the opening bell here.
I mean, this is a tough pace too, even when they're pressed against the fence. I mean, that's hard work.
Yeah, he's definitely pushing the pace here. We'll see if he can hold it all 3 rounds. There you go.
Beautiful level change.
Almost.
Nice takedown. Jacob Barry ends up on top somehow. Scrambly fight and great takedown entries. I mean, that was an excellent entry by Makai Durham. And then you see these guys don't look like 2-3 amateur fight type fighters.
Really don't,
I mean, you saw how quick Jacob Barry popped back up. That's high level stuff.
Yeah.
You sure we haven't started the main card yet?
Yeah, I know. These guys look like professionals.
Good work for a first round.
Yeah, very good first round from Jacob Cowboy Barry.
Makai,
well, those knees were big as well. He landed a lot of knees right here in front of us up against the cage, and I felt like those were really getting some damage against Durham.
Absolutely. Spent a lot of time in control, controlling against the fence, and Makai had some good times. Nice striking exchanges here, back and forth.
And he worked in and got that clinch and just, went from there. And he did good work.
It's a good right hand over the top from Barry as well.
Absolutely. And Makai had a good flying knee in there, too, that scored. And both of these guys going back and forth with some dynamic striking. I mean, this is an impressive fight for 2 amateur guys.
Most definitely.
Well, for Durham, this being his debut, get those jitters out in round 1. Barry came right at him immediately. I mean, the second the fight starts, you're taking, shot from a guy, and good chance now maybe for Makai to get his breath and refocus.
As always, we'll see who makes the adjustments because Makai did have some success with his entry there. So let's see if he goes back to that here in the second round. Nice sharp.
Barry with the pace again.
Yeah, and once again, he is just coming out ready to fire.
Makai challenging that time and pushing back into him.
Did a lot better coming off the fence that time for sure. Now we got some exchange.
These are good exchanges. Makai looks like he's got a good, nice, sharp jab cross, and even though Jacob has the Muay Thai experience, he's still in there trying. I think he's hurt here.
Looks like maybe hurt here.
Jacob Barry.
That's it.
Very nice work. Gets the stoppage.
Good
well
work.
done from start to finish. Put a pace on him. I mean,
he held it the whole time. Impressive.
And DJ, I think from the second this fight started, Jacob Barry was there to impose his will in this fight. I mean, at every single step, he was imposing his will.
Most definitely. He literally come out the gate, exchange. Never stopped, pressed the pace, and finished the fight.
And a complete fight as well. Different positions. You saw Makai Durham have some success with the takedown. Here he is again, applying pressure on the fence, comes off, rips the head, gets right back to work. This is impressive stuff for a 2-fight amateur. But again, 15 amateur Muay Thai fights. This guy has some experience. Nice work, nice and smooth. His eyes are open. It's beautiful. Beautiful stuff. Great performance, great win.
One thing we saw right there from Barry was he was continually changing what he was aiming at, right? Head, body, legs.
It's called a stoppage to the action at 37 seconds in round number 2. Declaring your winner, the Cowboy, Jacob Barry.
So there it is. Jacob Barry gets his second win. He's now 2-1 as an amateur, and just really a dominant performance, Matt.
Excellent performance. He's got some momentum. This kid's got bright future. He's got stuff to build off of, no doubt about it.
Mustache held the shape, too, the whole fight.
Hey, that's a nice mustache.
Hey, look good, fight good, right? And there's no doubt he was ready.
Please welcome your next fighter to the cage. Put your hands together for Joseph Morales.
Joseph Morales, ice cold, 6 foot tall with a 70-inch reach out of Houston, Texas. This will be his debut inside the cage as well, but he has a 1-2 record as an amateur boxer. Says he's been training here for about 1 year, Matt. Chance for us to see what Joseph Morales is all about.
Joseph Morales making his MMA debut. You know, boxing is a great background to come from, even with not that much experience. You know, this kid's been in the gym. He's probably going to know how to throw a nice sharp jab. He's also a 3-stripe white belt, so he's doing some jiu-jitsu. This is the type of guy you think to see at this point making their debut. Something more like this, not a guy with 16 amateur Muay Thai fights.
Deeper look at Joseph Morales, 19 years old, standing at 6 foot tall, weighing in just under 155 pounds with a 68-inch reach.
Kind of a long, lanky guy.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm sure he can push that jab out there nice and sharp.
Well, it's always interesting when you have a boxer come in with that reach, man. You know, the long arms, and we'll see what he does here. And it's the second debut tonight. It's exciting.
Yeah, that's one of the great things I think about AKA is you see some fighters make their debuts and guys that go on to make noise and become legitimate fighters. And that's what's really cool. You're going to get a chance to see some of these guys like Joseph Morales here tonight make their debut.
Yeah, listen, if the first fight was any indication, this guy's probably about to be pretty good too. We're in for a treat tonight.
For sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for his opponent. Please welcome to the cage, Benton Mitchell.
Benton, the baby gorilla Mitchell. 5'10" out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Man, what a great name, the baby gorilla. Getting set to make his way down to the cage.
Yeah, that's a great nickname, Baby Gorilla. I'm not, just from looking at him here, I'm not sure where that comes from, but coming from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, record of 2-1, I'm sure this young man can go. High school football player as well. Probably knows how to compete.
Well, he played defensive end and catcher, 2 positions where you have to be tough. And is that something, DJ, where sometimes athletes, those very tough athletes on the football field or the baseball field, that translates over a little bit to the cage?
Most definitely it does. And, you know, it also helps that they can come in and with little or no experience and actually compete at that pace, you know, the level of these athletes, you know, as far as training and endurance.
Here's your look at Benton Mitchell, 27 years old, standing at 5'10", weighing in just over 155 pounds with a 70-inch reach. He'll have a 2-inch reach advantage over Morales. Excuse me.
2-1 fighter going up against a debuting fighter. It'll be interesting to see who, you know, if his experience comes into play. Obviously, that's not that much experience, and the other guy has some boxing too, so should be fun.
Should be a good matchup. I feel like that, you know, no experience in the cage, but some, in between the ropes is not a bad thing.
Absolutely, and competition is competition, even going back to talking about football.
Most correctly, yep.
Making his way, nice little glove tap between the two guys.
Take it away, Dynamite.
Here we go, fight fans. 3 rounds of mixed martial arts section inside the AKA lightweight division. This fight is sponsored by Crown and Dentures. And now, introducing your first fighter, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a mixed martial artist representing Puro Azteca. He stands 6 feet even, weighing in at 155 pounds. Fighting out of Houston, Texas. Here is Ice Cold Joseph Morales. And now, introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a mixed martial artist representing the PBA
Morales, Mitchell, fight number 2. We are underway. Mitchell in the green, Morales in the black.
Another Texas and Louisiana matchup.
Yeah, that seems to be
The trend tonight, right?
Yeah, I like it though.
Uh-oh.
It's good. See the boxer close the distance and score a double leg. Not what I was expecting out of the kid with boxing experience.
Definitely a pleasant surprise. We'll see what happens.
Nice timing. It looks like Ben Mitchell's going for like a 100% type sweep here. He's got an underhook. Ben Mitchell building to his feet here, doing the right things. He doesn't want to get held down on his back and take a whipping here. Nice work. A lot of what you're hearing from Benton's corner is to breathe and to slow down. And I think we've seen him in the past come out and start really hot. And obviously, you can only do that for so long.
Yeah.
Go for the takedown and go get it.
Good double leg.
Nice work, elevated him up the fence, scored. Joseph Morales, let's see what kind of guard he's got.
Strong guys. Real strong guy. Moving around easy.
Because that's what his baby gorilla name said.
Yeah, I mean, they're here we go. Now we know.
Ben Mitchell doing a good job. He's got a nice underhook, putting pressure, punching. Like to see him pass or stand up and start to pass the guard now. Joseph Morales' guard is wide open.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and get past that thing. Joseph's going for a guillotine here.
Down to 1 minute left here in round number 1.
Ben needs to watch out here. I mean, if he can get his head flat on the mat. Nice, pops it out.
Right there, Ben. Stay up. Put your cross face down. Good.
Again, Ben doing a good job of, he's in control here, but Joseph's guard is open. Let's get past it so that we're not being threatened by submissions and get-ups and things of that nature.
It's most definitely pushing, you know, he's doing some work on top, but he's not using his weight, you know, distributing that. Like, well, here we go. We'll see what happens here.
It's nice. This is what you need. In order to score effective striking from the top, you have to posture first.
Most definitely.
You know, if we're face-to-face, I can only get so much on something. So this is kind of how it builds. Posture, punch, pass.
Ben Mitchell continuing to hold control here, score some points from the top. Morales trying to work from the bottom, though, as well.
He is trying to work from the bottom, but you got to see his hips move. You got to see, you know, kicking off so that he's actually trying to create space. Ended it a little better there. It looked like he was trying to get to his feet. So tough round. You know, both guys competitive. You got to give that round to Ben Mitchell, though.
Most definitely give it to him.
Yeah, I would tend to agree. The baby gorilla showing off the strength.
Like I said, there you go, nice and sharp. Guys moving around. Big punches coming from Benton Mitchell. Here's that level change from Joseph Morales. I didn't expect it from him. It was nice and it was smooth and he scored. Looked like he was in control for the most part, but then Benton Mitchell comes back, scores another takedown, is able to get on top and pretty much retain this position from here on out.
Yeah, that may have been a takedown that Morales wasn't expected to get either. It just looked like the door was open and he took advantage of that and scored the early takedown.
Yeah, that's kind of how it seemed as the round wore on. Looking forward, you know, Morales has to build to his feet. You know, you can work your guard, but here at the end, he started trying to kick off and create space. He needs more of that early on. He can't allow the takedown to get scored and a position to get held.
Interesting to see if Morales takes it to the ground this time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's see a stand-up match this second round.
Round 2, Mitchell and Morales.
See, Morales has a nice long build to him, too. I was expecting to see a sharp jab.
Yeah. It's a good body kick right there.
Big body kick. Morales digging with his wisdom.
Beautiful.
Nice throw, ends up on top, and that was pretty big. Slides right into mount position. Guys, I mean, it doesn't need much explanation. This is a very dominant position in the mixed martial arts world, and obviously Morales needs to create a little space here.
For a chance to dominate this round and potentially get that first round back that you lost.
Absolutely, and let's see if Ben Mitchell has any mount escapes. This is something
He's got his back now, looking for the rear naked. We'll see here. Nice.
He's working. You know, that was just Benton Mitchell deciding that he was going to get up and go.
He's got the strength for sure.
And he landed one of those knees on that exchange as well.
Got to be careful, though, when you're kneeing and you're too close to your opponent, because here we are. We just got kind of bunched up, and now Josef Morales on top. Benton Mitchell's not shrimping. He's not trying to get his guard back either. It looks like he's just squeezing the head, and that's no way to get yourself back to your feet.
Looks like he may be a little winded, too. I don't know, mouth open there for a second. He's pushing.
Yeah, it's been a crazy pace, and I think we at the beginning of the fight, his guys were telling him, like, hey, slow down, calm down, breathe, relax, and I think that's what their fear most likely was.
I'm really surprised Morales is not using his boxing in this fight, man.
Yeah, it looks like Morales maybe boxed a little bit, but and looks like Benton was trying to go for a modified guillotine there, but he ends up just pulling Josef Morales on top. And Josef Morales, if he knew it, he's got a choke here. Anytime you hold a headlock, far side, you're in trouble for what's called a Von Flue choke.
Yeah.
But these guys are just scrapping out here.
And this is his debut too, so.
Fourth fight for Benton Mitchell, the debut for Josef Morales.
And this kind of tends to be what happens when you rely on your physicality to win you the fight. As you wear, the guy who has the better technique, he's going to land on top.
Most definitely.
Nice knee up the middle.
Got a good exchange here.
There you go. Pull his leg. There you go, man.
Big elevation and slam right into the guard of Josef Morales.
That's big right here at the end of the round as well.
Yeah, it definitely speaks to the judges. But for my money, Josef Morales was in control most of that round.
Yeah, it surprised me. He really held composure the whole, for his first round.
Absolutely, and we'll see. It's hard to say what the judges will think, but tough one to score for sure.
Definitely a strong debut for Morales. We saw him there in round 2, kind of get his feet under him a little bit and compete. And we talked about it in our first fight, those jitters, man. What are you feeling out there when you get in the ring for the very first time? And I think maybe Morales got some of that out of the way, and then he fought his fight there a little bit in round 2.
Look at that beautiful throw he just pulled off. And this was in the second round. After a round that he lost, he came back and won the second round. So that's something that as a coach or somebody from the outside looking in, you would be happy about that moving into the third round.
Well, a big third round coming up here, DJ. You expect a little bit more of the boxing from Morales that we thought coming in?
He's really surprised me with this groundwork and his wrestling and being able to defend and move around on the ground. So we'll see what happens.
Both fighters are up off their stools, and we are nearly ready here for what feels like a pivotal round 3.
Yeah, I think so.
Good fight.
Absolutely. Big right hand to start the opening round. Closing round.
Opens the closing round with a big right hand for sure.
That's an easy dump there.
Again, Benton just moving in and being physical.
Yeah.
You can tell he's definitely, that's part of his game, his physicality. Josef doing a good job though, staying in the fight. This is a pretty neutral position, and Morales is working.
Oh, so much.
Corner asking for more knees there.
Absolutely, Josef's in a horrible place.
He needs to move.
Josef Morales is going to score the takedown here, but absolutely, Benton Mitchell had him in a good position to land some pretty solid knees there.
Mitchell's gassed. You can see it in him right now. You called it out the last round, DJ, and you can see it from here that Benton Mitchell's definitely hurting a little bit in that department.
Yeah, and I don't think it's actually like, these guys, they get to thinking like, man, I'm not in good enough shape, but it's really your output. You have to be economic with the way that you fight. Nobody can go out there and just blitz for even 3-minute rounds. So
you really have to set that pace and know your pace and control it. All those movements of energy and exerting that energy, you know, those takedowns, the dumps, the slams.
And it seems like it's obviously something that Justin Morales slips off the back and Benton's on top. It seems like something that his corner is well aware of. From the onset, they were giving him commands. You know, almost like, hey, take your time. You know, don't go out there and lay it all out there. But, hey, it makes for an entertaining fight. There is no doubt about that.
For sure.
Good 1-2 from Mitchell just a second ago. Final 60 seconds of round 3.
It's a big takedown. Last minute of the third round. And you could definitely make the argument that they've split the fight. But if anything, you know, Benton could be up 2 rounds at this point. So a big round, he's in a good spot.
Yeah, Morales needs to definitely make a good movement here. If not, you know, what's going to happen against the judges.
Yeah, he's got to make something happen. If he stays on his back the last 30 seconds, you got to think this round goes to Mitchell.
What surprised me at about the 105 mark where they were at their feet and he elected to try and take it back to the ground. That surprised me a bit.
And that's just one of the things these guys are working out. You know, you build that fight IQ, you learn how to be more economical, and after all, you know, we're talking about guys with 4 years of MMA experience between the two of them. So, I mean, this is a competitive fight, and it's good for both of them. Both of these guys will come out of here better.
Yeah, it's a good matchup. No matter what happens, it's a good matchup. They both, you know, put in work on this fight.
Benton Mitchell finishes on top of Joseph Morales at the end of round 3. We'll see how the judges score this one, but all in all, pretty good fight there all the way around, guys.
Absolutely, back and forth. You know, there was action from both sides. I think the tail of the third round was that Benton Mitchell was able to score that last takedown. These knees were nice. You know, they kind of held in this position for a long time. His corner was calling for him, and he finally started ripping him. And as he did, Joseph did change levels and try to make something happen, but Benton Mitchell ends up on top, is able to stay in control.
Yeah.
Right here, you see the guys working, and Joseph wasn't out of the fight. It wasn't like he laid down and died. He was in there scrapping, but it just seemed like as it went on, Benton Mitchell got the better of him. And this is the big takedown, I think, with the minute remaining, that pretty much, in my eyes, secured it for him.
Yeah, that may have been the nail in the coffin, as they say. We'll find out here in just 1 second as the great Dynamite will have the judges' results.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee has called a stoppage to the action. After 3 rounds, we are going to the judges' scorecard. Ladies and gentlemen, all 3 judges have seen and scored this fight the same way. Therefore, declaring your winner by unanimous decision. Fighting out of the right corner, the Burning Gorilla, Benton Mitchell.
Benton Mitchell by unanimous decision, and I think we would all agree he won this fight. Round 1, round 3 ended up in his bag.
Absolutely, and yeah, like we said, fought hard and controlled. Good fight for both guys, and I think they're both better for it.
Yeah, and a great debut from Morales. It's your first time to get in there. I mean, what a tough fight. Benton Mitchell comes at you, throwing a little bit of everything at you there in the ring.
You have a debut fighter that comes in and does all 3 rounds. I mean,
ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your next fighter to the cage. Put your hands together for Reba.
Making her way down to the ring now, Reba Klim out of College Station, Texas. 28 years old, 5'6", weighing in just over 136 pounds with a 66-inch reach. Reba Klim. What can you tell us about Reba and her camp, Matt? She's fighting with
College Station
MMA.
Yeah, College Station. These guys, Bubba Bush runs it. A great group of wrestlers, grapplers, good tough fighters come from this camp. We've seen quite a bit in the AKA cage. So 1-1 record should be good. Let's see what she's got.
She has 10 years experience Muay Thai fighting, and that's big, right? DJ, you can draw on that experience here once you get into the cage.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, using that Muay Thai anytime in stand-up game, it's going to be a good weapon to have, and so we'll see what she does.
Reba, the Honey Badger Klim, getting set to take on Maddie.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your
It's
hands
tough.
together for her opponent. Please welcome to the cage, Maddie Emmons.
Maddie Imona making her way down to the octagon from Monroe, Louisiana. Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, and Matt, you know quite a bit about Gracie Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah, I mean, Gracie Jiu-Jitsu out of Monroe, Louisiana, another camp that we're quite familiar with here in the AKA cage, and they always bring it. Good grapplers, good striking, good well-rounded fighters, so should be an interesting matchup. I expect to see a little grappling come out of this one.
Maddie Emmons, 19 years old, 5'4" with a 66-inch reach.
Seen a lot of young guns here tonight,
Yeah.
and me personally, I like seeing that. You know, those are the guys that or gals that should be nipping at our heels. So it's good to see the 19-year-olds getting in there.
Yeah, this face-off was interesting yesterday. She just was chill, man. She just hung out and said, let's fight.
Hey, different strokes. Some people can get it done in all different types of ways, and that's why fighting's so great.
Yeah.
And quite a difference in age here, 33 versus 19. That'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
Here we go, fight fans. 3 rounds of mixed martial arts section inside the women's bantamweight division. This fight being brought to you by the Brangineers. And now, introducing your first fighter, fighting out of the blue corner. This woman is a Muay Thai style fighter representing Bernalazzo's Valley MMA. She stands 5 feet 6 inches tall, weighing in at 130 pounds. Fighting out of College Station, Texas. Here is the Honey Badger, Reba Klim. And now, introducing her opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This woman is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner representing Gracie, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu out of North Monroe. She stands 5 feet 4 inches tall, weighing in at 130 pounds. Fighting out of West Monroe, Louisiana, here is Maddie Emmons.
Maddie Emmons, Reba Klim. Ready to go, Klim in the American flag.
Maddie Emmons comes out firing a big right hand. And just noticed, Maddie Emmons with 7 years experience, 19 years old. If my math is correct, that means she's been training since she was 12 years old.
That shows the growth of the sport. They're getting into it at such a young age now.
Absolutely. This is a troublesome position for Maddie because it doesn't seem like it's one she's super familiar with. And Reba Clement with the Muay Thai experience, she's going to be comfortable in that clinch position. Nice left high kick coming from Reba. Outside trip.
She almost got that one. Interesting that Maddie's coming into that clinch knowing that she's fighting some Muay Thai spirits.
Yeah, and she caught a big knee there because of it.
It's one of those things that when you're a grappler, you think that you can navigate that position, but when you're not used to knees and punches and trips and all different types of things, that was a big knee to the head.
There's another
Reba's
one,
timing
man.
these
She's
well.
got it. She's got to get out of the clinch.
And Maddie is hurt, cut over the nose. This is where it gets tough. Reba using that Muay Thai clinch, putting those knees on her, and that's specialized work. That's hard stuff to deal with if you've never seen it before.
Emmons is not going to be able to take too many more of those knees. Those have already cut her.
Absolutely not. And it's really just a posture thing. When you're in that clinch, you can't bend at the hips like Maddie is. You've got to push your hips in and posture up so you're not in a position to take the brunt of those knees.
Well, it's a painful way to learn a lesson, but lesson learned here in round number 1 of her debut.
Absolutely. And Maddie's tough. You see, she's trying to fight back. She's digging in. This is just a position she's not super familiar with. They don't do this position much where she trains. You hear in her corner call for her to keep her head up, and they're absolutely right. She's got to keep her head up, and she's got to keep her hips in, or she's going to keep eating these knees to the body and the face.
Yeah, she needs to push off right here. There you go. She caught another one.
I'm the ref, I would really start looking at this because it looks like Maddie is hurt.
She's firing back, though.
She is firing back. She's tough.
No questioning how tough Maddie Emmons is for sure. What a great flurry right there from Reba Klim.
Reba just doing a good job of keeping this in a position where she's obviously dominant. And, you know, when they're striking, it's kind of, you know, one of them gives, the other one takes, and they switch them back and forth. But here she's dominant. She's got Maddie hurt to the body right now. Kicks on her way down. Follows with good ground and pound. She's doing a good job of shutting the hips down.
But this is, hey, Maddie may do something here.
This is a good spot for Maddie. I mean, best case scenario for falling to your back is getting your full guard. She's got 10 seconds here to make this work.
She can hold in and finish this round.
Impressive.
Final seconds tick away here. Very impressive first round for Reba Klim.
I mean, just keep, like we said, keeping it in a dominant position, closing the distance, finding that Muay Thai clinch, working those knees in. I mean, she had Maddie hurt, and yeah, Maddie's got to, hopefully her corner is trying to give her direction of what to do with that Muay Thai clinch because it's eating her up right now.
Here's your replay. You're going to see that clinch and some more of those knees from Reba. And that was really the tail of this first round, those knees and the damage that they had.
Absolutely, and especially that one kind of changed the pace of the fight. You could see it cut her, it actually hurt her. And sometimes for these debuting fighters, you know, you got to get out there and feel it to make the adjustments. So I'm hoping we see Maddie make the adjustments and stay out of that Muay Thai clinch.
Well, to her credit, she just kept on coming, though.
She did.
Knee after knee, she kept on coming, throwing the hands. No questioning Maddie Emmons.
That knee to the body right there really hurt her. That's when she dropped down right there.
That was really close to a finish right there. Great stuff from Reba. I mean, excellent fight thus far. Smiles out of the College Station corner.
A good first round there for the Honey Badger. We are ready and underway now in round two.
Maddie Emmons can shoot her jab out there and keep her range. Stop Reba from closing the distance and grabbing that clinch.
Yeah, she's got to stay out of that clinch. I think she may have a chance if she does.
Reba can really kick too. She's really ripping those. Nice long hip. You can tell she knows how to express those kicks.
She's really showed off a very complete game here early on.
Absolutely, absolutely. Like she says, 10 years of Muay Thai experience, it's showing out there, and that's what's incredible. There's people in all nooks and big head kick, dropped Maddie Emmons. This has got to be close to a finish.
That's it.
And it's all over. Nice performance. Wow.
Reba, the Honey Badger Klim with the highlight of the night so far. A kick to the head in round two.
Time, man.
Nice switch kick, got it started, and Maddie back on her feet, all smiles, good sport about it. Tough fight, tough matchup.
Reba Klim with the KO here in round number two.
Goes over and gives her head cornerman Bubba Bush a hug. Here we see she's kind of pawing out that jab, takes a step back, low kick, high kick. That was big. And nice, solid technique. Kicks the low kick, knocks her off balance, reloads, that high kick comes up.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee has called a stoppage to the action at 42 seconds in round number two, declaring your winner, the Honey Badger, Reba Klim.
Great sportsmanship there in the cage from Klim and Emmons, and the most dominant performance we've seen yet today by Reba Klim finishes it off with a KO in round two. Honey Badger looking pretty good, Matt.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, moving right along with our next bout of the evening, please welcome to the cage, Nate Blinner has it.
Nate Blinner has it on his way down to the cage next.
The boss.
Closer look at the boss, Nate Blinner has it. 25 years old, 23 years old, 6'4" with a 183-inch reach. 183 pounds is what he weighed in at with a 74-inch reach.
Long boy for the weight class, really tall.
Really big guy for the weight class.
Another guy coming out of the BV MMA, Bubba Bush. guys from College Station, and if the last fight was any indication, these guys know how to go, yeah.
Brazos Valley MMA out of College Station, Texas. Nate Blinner Hassan with a 3-1 record. Here's another high school football and basketball player. He was also a canoe racer.
Wow.
Has anyone ever successfully transitioned from canoe racing into being an MMA fighter?
Well, Nate might be the first one, huh?
Nate may carry the torch for the group.
That's awesome. Hey, you're going to see a lot of these former football players come out and rip it out here, and it's a fun thing to see.
Well, I'll tell you what, Nate is a specimen, man. 6'4", long.
Well put together. 183 pounds. You got to think that he probably didn't cut much weight, so should be fun. He's got the dimensions, though. There is no doubt about that. Brazos Valley MMA, these guys know how to grapple. They know how to strike. They can do everything.
And now, please welcome his opponent to the cage, ladies and gentlemen. Here is Chris Williams.
Chris Williams next up to come to the cage. Williams with Elite Combat Fighting Compound. We saw the Elite Compound have a couple fighters here at the last card. Now we'll see Chris Williams here today. Excited to see Chris step into the cage.
Yeah, Chris, a familiar face, a guy that has fought here at AKA quite a bit. He's got a tough test out in front of him. We've seen him face tough tests before, come out on top. So it'll be interesting to see how this one plays out. I think both these guys have good skill sets. It should be good.
Yeah, these guys actually, they fought each other a couple of years ago, so, it should be interesting.
Rematch.
Chris, a Shreveport native, 27 years old, standing at 6 feet tall, weighing in just over 186 pounds with a 79-inch reach. Blinner Hassan just came over to the cage to stare him down. Uh-oh. These two guys about to get it on. That was something next level there from Nate Blinner Hassan.
Seems as if there is some history here, so should be fun. Chris Williams, the hometown guy, coming out here to defend his home soil. Fighting for the AKA amateur 185-pound title. Gonna put it on the line.
I think we're gonna have a good matchup here.
And these next three fights that we have will all be title fights. Blinner Hassan and Williams at 185 pounds, followed by Costello and Metzger at heavyweight, and then Doyle and Mano at 170 pounds in our main event of the undercard. I believe they are taking a closer look. And Chris here trying to get him ready to make his way into the octagon.
Chris Williams, yeah, absolutely taking his time to get in that dang octagon, so I understand why.
Well, okay.
I'll tell you what, he is fired up. There is some animosity building quickly for this fight. Yeah, he hit the stage. Now he's gone into his pre-fight mental walkthrough, I guess. And for every fighter, it's different right there. Some brace, some visualize.
Yeah, it's different for everybody.
Well, the hype is real in this matchup.
Absolutely.
Let's hear from the perfect hype man.
Here we go, fight fans. 3 rounds of mixed martial arts section for the AKA Amateur Middleweight Championship. This fight is brought to you by Air Serve. And now, introducing your first fighter, fighting in the blue corner. This man is an American Jiu-Jitsu style fighter coming to you tonight with an amateur record of 3 wins and 1 defeat. He is representing Brazos Valley MMA. He stands in the towering 6 feet 6 inches tall, weighing in 185 pounds. Fighting out of College Station, Texas, by way of the country of Panama in Central America. Here is Nate the Boa Blinner Hassan. And now, introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a freestyle fighter, coming to you tonight with an amateur record of 5 wins and 3 defeats. He is representing the compound here in Shreveport. He stands 6 feet even, weighing in at 185 pounds. Fighting out of Shreveport, the Mr. Chris Hill.
Chris Hill said back up.
Blinner has it. Williams ready to go, and it's going to be some fireworks.
Blinner has opening it up with a big head kick. There was some pop on that.
These two were jawing pre-fight. I don't know if you could see all of it, but Blinner Hassett is ready to go for sure.
Blinner Hassett working a single leg takedown here, keeping good head position. But Chris Williams is strong in this position and doing a good job with his underhook. Blinner Hassett is just so long. He's keeping an underhook and picking the ankle simultaneously.
Yeah, it's insane.
That's not something you can do if you're not 6'4".
But also, long arms too.
Long arms using his left 12. Chris Williams battling out thus far, though. I think what Chris Williams needs to do is he needs to get that foot to the floor, dig the underhook. Exactly. Now he's trying to circle him off the fence. Nice knee up the center. This one went south.
From my angle, it certainly didn't look like it, but
I didn't see him either.
tough to tell.
Blinner has it. Definitely came out hot. He looks like he's in pretty good shape, though. He's not breathing super heavy.
Here's a replay coming up for you guys. See if this one. Yeah, he got him. From our angle, it looked like he got him in the gut, but instead, that was a little bit further south.
Sometimes they just skip off that cup, and if it skips off the cup, it'll get up there and get you. It still hurts.
Doesn't feel good.
Your favorite thing about fighting, right, Matt?
Absolutely. I love to go after the cup.
Well, we are back underway. Blinner Hassett and Williams after the stoppage there for a moment.
Blinner has to do a nice job with that long jab and that power kick. It's the thing to do with the southpaw orthodox matchup, to attack with that backside power shot.
Chris is closing the distance, though.
Chris looks like his striking has improved.
Yeah.
They both bumped each other there.
Great movement by Williams.
Chris hit him with a nice straight right hand. I think Blinner has actually hurt.
Yeah.
Nice
now we're
level.
see the wrestle come in.
Nice level.
Beautiful,
Chris
beautiful.
Williams scores the takedown. Chris Williams' corner calling for the posture, and they're absolutely right. He needs a posture up because he's in a position to get triangled. Nate Blinner has with the long legs. That's the web they toil, these long leg guys.
That guard is insane.
Well, you can actually hear Chris's corner telling him, hey, get out of there.
Yeah, he's got to get up.
Nate is really long, and he's got it fixed, but Chris is doing a good job of pushing the pressure in, and so Nate's not able to finish the triangle. But Chris needs to posture up. He is in trouble. He needs to defend this. He needs to be active with his defense. Now it looks like Nate is
not a good. Yeah. See what that's here.
Chris is doing a good job of keeping his left arm down and around the leg, which is creating just a little bit of space.
Just enough for him not to pull that ankle under that knee.
This is tight.
It is.
I think Chris Williams survives.
Good job, Chris. Good
Another
round.
20 seconds and he may not have survived, but Chris Williams, and really good round for each guy right there. Started out Williams kind of in control. Blinner Hassett getting control there late. Close round.
Again, you can see this is another evenly matched fight. These guys come out, start hot. Nate Blinner has with a big head kick, and that's scored.
Yeah.
Chris Williams does a good job wrestling back in, comes and finds some offense of his own, and I think with that big straight left hand was able to hurt Blinner Hassett. And from then on out, it was a bit of a different fight.
Yeah.
Chris was able to apply pressure, score the takedown. Hard round to judge, though, because Chris scored, but as soon as he did, Nate was able to seal up a triangle that if the round would have continued, Nate would have finished that. You know, over time, Nate probably would have sealed that thing up. So, close fight.
It could go either way on this one.
Absolutely. Very competitive. This is what you want to see from a championship bout.
Most definitely.
The intensity has certainly been there. So is the high level of fighting. We're ready for round 2. And now the intensity dies down a little bit. You have to focus on fighting, right? All the pre-fight yelling and whatnot is fun, but now you got to focus on fighting.
Absolutely, and you can see it in Nate. He has slowed down. His feet aren't moving well. He probably squeezed that triangle really hard. I bet his legs are full of blood right now. And Chris is fresh.
Nice up top, and then good for the clinch.
And that left hand caught him.
Listen, guys, what I'm seeing here is Chris Williams is definitely the fresher of the two.
Yeah, he's hanging into what he needs to do.
You and I have seen Chris fight a couple of times. His game has improved. He really looks like his striking's better this time around.
Absolutely. His striking has come a long way. Great timing. Nice, sharp 1-2. Another straight left hand. Chris is feeling himself. He knows he's got him on his back foot. Straight left hand.
Those straights are just coming right through.
I think it would be smart for Chris to slow it down here, pick his shots. Hurts him to the body.
On the way up. There you go. Good knee. Good knees.
Chad Linhart's telling him not to score the takedown. He's got Nate hurt here. There's no reason to take him down and toil in his guard.
But that's what happens sometimes. You have someone who's more comfortable in wrestling. You're going to see that.
Absolutely.
Just the confidence is there.
Yeah, we've seen Chris has made some changes, and he's obviously worked on his striking, but you can't help but go back to what you're comfortable with.
Right.
Well, it may be easier for us to see just how hurt Nate was right there, because we could see over here, hey, he's in a tough spot. Maybe for Chris, you're in the heat of the moment.
And again, these guys are amateurs, and this is the stuff we're trying to work out. I think back to when I was an amateur too. These are the things that you have to work through. Like, I got him hurt. His coach is going to go back and go, man, you had him hurt there. There was no reason to take him down. And you live and you learn. That's why we fight the fights.
Yeah, man, you just go back and watch the tape and say, okay, I feel more comfortable here. Let's do this.
Chance now maybe for
Blinner
has it to recover a bit. See if Williams lets him back to his feet.
I think this would be wise for Chris to let him back. Left hand. His corner calling for him to let him up. Coach Chad Linhart.
Good job.
Good left hand over the top.
Coach Chad calling for that overhand left. That's one of the things about being such a big, tall fighter is you do tend to stand tall, and that big looping left hand is finding its mark tonight.
Well, I think Williams needs to throw some combos. He's throwing one punch and then backing up, and while you're inside of that reach, go ahead and utilize that boxing since you have it.
Absolutely. Doing a good job of stringing everything together, though. There is no doubt about that. Chris Williams has a complete game, and for a guy from Shreveport, Louisiana, he's putting it together out here.
Yeah.
Nice work, both jockeying for position.
Strong first 6 minutes for Chris Williams. Felt like another round that went in his favor.
Yeah, for my money, that's definitely a Chris Williams round. He was in control, doing things well.
Landed some big shots. He had the left over the top right there in that right before that last exchange.
Big left hand, like we said. Nate doing a decent job, but he's standing tall. His head's not moving off line, and he's catching those straight shots right to the chin.
And that one just right through the middle of the guard.
Yeah, sometimes when we're tired and we get into these spots, we need a little more movement left to right. We tend to stand straight up and down.
And this, for me, is the moment in the fight where I'm like, hey, it's time to finish right here. And Chris elects to go for the takedown rather than finishing. Probably a mistake that he'll look back on.
Absolutely, no doubt about it.
One more round to decide our middleweight champion.
Winner has it, looks tired.
5 rounds, that's right, 5 rounds. 5 rounds here, so we are at the halfway point of our championship fight.
Chris Williams got him hurt again. Blinner wasn't fooling around this time. He made up the distance, closed the distance, and tried to make it more of a grapple. Chris doing a good job of scoring as he came inside.
That was a good knee.
Chad Linhart calling for that over 3 again. Got to think that's that big looping left hand that's been scoring for him all night. Shovel hook to the body. Nice sharp straight. Look, Nate's tired, but he's still dangerous. He's still a big, powerful guy that can throw nice, sharp punches. Look, that one scored.
Yeah. Well, Chris Williams giving up his face right there, taunting.
Blinner
has it.
we know how that can go.
And we may get some of that at the end of this fight. Look, Blinner Hassett came out. He was the one taunting early on before this fight. Now Chris Williams in the dominant position. You may want to make your opponent feel what he made you feel early on in this fight.
Absolutely, but don't
drop your hands.
Exactly. don't be the clown. Don't be the clown tonight that gets knocked out when you're taunting somebody.
Especially when you're on the upside.
Definitely some head games between these two. Some hand games going on right now as Chris Williams lands a couple more.
Chris Williams corner calling for him, begging for him to move forward.
Yes.
Big shots.
See if he stays in the striking game this time.
Nate looks like he's hurt here. Let's see if Chris Williams makes the mistake of penetrating for a takedown again. He needs to just keep it standing here. I think if Chris could calm down, shorten things up, he would get this finish. He's kind of looping and winging, and these are powerful shots.
He's going to get this finish here very soon, it feels like.
That's it. Great job.
Chris Williams in round 3 finishes Nate Blinner Hassett in your a.k.a. middleweight amateur champion.
Great job by Chris Williams. I mean, this kid's come a long way from the first couple of fights we've seen him fight. He's always been physical. He's always been a winner. But, man, that was the most complete fight I've seen him fight thus far.
I mean, he did a good job in the clinch with a long, tall guy. Good striking.
And listen,
good wrestling.
Like we were talking about, he made the mistake of striking and then grappling as he had Blinner has hurt. He didn't make that mistake in the 3rd round. And Nate had some success. You see that straight right there.
Yeah.
It scored. He was in this fight, but Chris Williams just too much tonight. Poured it on. And like I said, right here in the 2nd round, he shot for a takedown. Not this round. He was going to get that finish. He made the adjustment. That's what you want to see.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee is calling a stoppage to the action at 1 minute 39 seconds in the 3rd and final round, declaring your winner and new a.k.a. amateur middleweight champion, Chris Williams.
There he is, Chris Williams, your middleweight champion. What an impressive performance there, DJ. I mean, from beginning to end, Chris Williams in control of that fight and did it in different ways. That was a very impressive performance.
Yeah, he definitely showed his game here. You know, he mixed everything up from the stand-up to his clinch to his wrestling. I mean, all-around great performance by Williams.
And now the moment that you fight for, what you get in the cage for, a chance to put a belt around your waist. You're a guy, Matt, that's had a belt around your waist multiple times. That's a feeling you can't recreate.
No, this is a great feeling. And to come out in your hometown, fight a tough guy that you'd fought before. There was a lot of chaos going on, a whole lot of emotion flying around everywhere. And he came out and put on a dominant performance. Looked great. Well done, Chris Williams. I like to see that. I like to see that next guy from this area step up.
We got 2 more title fights coming your way between Costello, Metzger, and Doyle and Mano. And don't forget, at 7 o'clock, head on over to UFCFightPass.com. We will be live with the main card, highlighted by Nolan Norwood and Derek Krantz. Main event, middleweight championship fight, and you are very excited for that one, Matt.
Absolutely. This is a fight that has everything you want. Both guys, I think, are, Derek Krantz has been in the UFC before. He's had some success. He's been in the area for a long time. Nolan Norwood.
Looking forward to it here in just a bit. Norwood and Krantz coming your way on UFC Fight Pass at 7 p.m.